what I'd say we would happen, Michael? We're off. We're off on Monday, that's right. Alright, so we're focusing on today, just like we started yesterday, solving absolute value equations. Before you start solving these equations, you must make sure that your absolute value expression is totally by itself before you start the process. So you have to ask yourself, is your absolute value expression totally by itself over here? Yes, it is. Alright? So now, what do you guys remember from yesterday that we did? We had to break this sucker into two separate equations. Because all of this right here could equal that, correct? But all of this could also equal the negative version of this. I know you. So we're going to find out how to do that. So the first thing I want you to do is put 4w minus 1 could technically equal 5w plus 37. Now that's the easy one. Alright? The harder one is, board is resetting. This is where we have an awkward few seconds of silence. Because my board's not working. Still not working. There we go. Now it's going to work. Oh, there we go. So, thank you. 4w minus 1 could also equal the negative algebraic expression of 5w plus 37. So what did I basically do? I put the 5w plus 37 in parentheses, and then what did I stick on the outside? Negatives. Okay? So what I need you to do first is distribute this negative to both numbers, please. Okay? So we have 4w minus 1 equals, what's the product of a negative and a 5w?
Negative 5w.
That's right. Thank you for saying that so enthusiastically.
Oh my God, it's negative 5w.
That's better. All right.
Why is there negative?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me finish putting minus 37 here, and then we'll go back to Blue's question. All right? So, check this out. If I said the absolute value of x was equal to 5, technically, what numbers could be true? A 5 would work, and also a what? Negative 5. Okay? So, if I said, by the way, I'm going to change something up here. If I said, Blue, that the absolute value of 5w equaled 10w, all right? Then I would have to solve. I could say 5w equals 10w, but I could also say 5w equals a negative 10w. So whatever you're setting in the equation, you have to have the positive answer, and you also have to have the negative answer. Okay, so go back to where we were. So right here, we're going to solve this guy right here. All right, so let's focus over here on the left side. So here's my equal sign right there. We're solving for w. We got to do a few things to solve for w. First thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you just to take this right over here and just add 1 both sides. Okay. And then, without having to do a whole bunch of work, what I'd like to do is I'd like you to take away 5w here and take away 5w here. So I'm kind of doing everything all at once without having to do multiple steps. If you guys are okay with that? All right. What does this right here, what does 4w minus 5w simplify to? Negative w. This right here zeroes out. This right here zeroes out. 37 plus 1 is just going to be a 38. Okay? So what do we have left? We have a negative w is equal to a 38. So w has to equal negative 38. Now, understand, there's multiple ways to do this. You can multiply both sides by a negative, which changes that to a positive. Or if you don't like multiplying by negatives, what else could you do? You could take this right here and divide by a negative 1 and divide by a negative 1. Either way, it gets you to your answer of w equals negative 38. That's one of our answers. we're going to move over to this side. Okay? So in your journal, make sure you're writing this process down. All right? Once again, I'm going to add a 1 here and add a 1 here. But this time, instead of subtracting 5w from both sides, what am I going to do? I have to add 5w. So that one's a little bit different. Okay? So we're going to do this side and this side right here. So let's see what we have. We've got a 4w and a 5w. Gets us to 9w. This, what happens? That zeroes out. This zeroes out, and what are we left with? Negative 36. Okay? So right now we have 9w equals a negative 36. I appreciate you all write that down in your journal so you have a step-by-step process. What's our final step on this one? Divide by 9. I heard a little whisper over here. You were correct. Young whisper. So w equals a negative 4. So we have two answers. Okay? And if we were to write this as a solution set, we would write the solution set as negative 38, comma, negative 4. But what did I always tell you to do before you write things as a solution set? What do we want to do before we do this? We want to check to see if our solutions actually work. All right? So because there might be situations where one of them works and one of them doesn't. Okay? So what we're going to do, whenever you check your solution, you must plug it into your original equation. The reason why I'm saying this, if you don't plug it into your original equation, you might have made a mistake at some point when you were solving. So when you plug it in, it might be true even though it's not. So let's go back to the original equation, everybody. What we're going to do is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to plug in a negative 38 here, and you're going to plug in a negative 38 right there. Okay? So in your graphing calculator, let's go ahead and do that. So in your graphing calculator, turn it on. Okay? Oh, wait, how do we get to the absolute value bars? Alpha, window, enter, you're right. So I'm going to type in a 4. I'm going to open up a parentheses, and what number am I going to plug in then? Negative 38, so please do this with me. And then after I close the parentheses, what else am I going to put? Minus 1. Perfect. Press enter. Let's see what we get. Now, what was the other expression? The other expression was 5, open parentheses, negative 38, close parentheses, and what's after that? Plus 37? Plus 37, and I'm going to press enter. Wait a second. So this side, when I plugged in a negative 38, it was negative 153. But this side, when I plugged in a negative 38, it was a positive 153. Are those equal to each other?
No.
By the way, here's how I know. If I have $153 in my bank account, and you owe somebody $153, I'd rather be in my situation than your situation. So these right here are definitely not equal to each other. When you plug in a solution, it does not work out. What does that tell you about your answer? Right here. This answer is called, and you can write this in your journal, this answer is called an extraneous solution. Think of it as like an extra solution that doesn't work. All right, so this one doesn't work. So some solutions do not work. So now we have to check to see if negative 4 works. Okay, so we're going to go back to our graphing calculator, except we're not going to retype in everything. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is go up here, scroll up in your calculators, press enter, scroll over to where it has a negative 38. We're going to delete that 8. And right here, was it positive 4 or negative 4? So right here where it has a 3, I'm going to type in a 4, and I'm going to press enter. What do you So we're going to scroll up. Press enter.
This is arrow. Oh.
All right. So instead of negative 38, what am I going to type in this time? So I'm going to delete this. I don't need that. You go over here and I'm going to type in a 4. I'm going to press enter. All right. It works. So if you're wondering, what did you just do? I don't get it. All right. Hold on. Go back. Here we go. Here's what we did. This time, what I did this time, go back down. There we go. This time, what did we plug in here? We plugged in a negative 4 right there. We plugged in a negative 4 right there. And what did we get? We got this to be 17 and this equals 17. And because you checked both sides when you plugged it in and it worked, that means that solution is the only solution that works. Okay? So let me see if we go back to our solution set.
How to put the calculator back to normal?
Back to normal, like just if you wanted to reset it, you could hit second plus 712. If you wanted just to get everything reset. Now, how do I write this as a solution set? We're only going to have one solution. You're going to put negative 4, and that is the only solution for that problem. Okay? So you're not going to have two solutions. You're just going to have one solution. Okay? All right. So you have examples of how to solve absolute value. I want you guys to do the rest of the front page on your own.